Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch our short video, 10 Things You Need to Know About the FHA Streamline Refinance, brought to you by StreamlineMortgage.org. The first thing you really need to consider is how long have you had your current FHA loan? If your loan was endorsed by FHA before June 1st, 2009, your chances of maximizing your savings with the Streamline mortgage is very high. The reason that date is important is because FHA had decided to increase the monthly mortgage insurance in 2010. Unfortunately, not only did they decide to increase it, they decided to more than double it. So if you decide to do just a standard refinance or purchase after that date, the PMI or mortgage insurance is outrageous. But in June 2012, the FHA decided to help out current homeowners that have been struggling with plummeting property values. At that time, FHA rolled out the newest guidelines that say if you received your FHA loan before May 2009, then you can qualify for the new Streamline program with the rollback mortgage insurance premiums that are very similar to what they were when you took out the loan. This is a huge advantage over others who are thinking about refinancing their FHA loans who have had them for shorter time frames. The second thing you need to understand is the upfront funding fee, or PMI. Upfront mortgage insurance is a fraction of what it normally is on new FHA loans. This is another benefit of the FHA Streamline refinance guidelines that were rolled out in June 2012. Third, we need to understand the closing costs. One thing to keep in mind, though, is what you want to do with your closing costs. With most loans, you can simply include them in your loan, that is, refinancing them. With the Streamline program, FHA will not allow you to do that without having an appraisal completed, so you have two options. First, you can pay them out of pocket and bring some cash to closing, or secondly, you can take a slightly higher than market interest rate and ask your loan officer to give you a lender credit to cover the fees and title work. Most lenders will have this option, and if they don't, you may want to shop around. The lender credit is a great tool for homeowners to utilize. FHA Streamline credit requirements. Okay, you may be wondering what kind of credit scores are required for the Streamline mortgage refinance. Well, the answer is all across the board. Each bank is going to require different credit scores. Some require 660, some require 640, and I've seen a few allowing scores in the high 500 range. But keep in mind that the lower score you have, the better chance that your interest rate will be slightly higher than the teaser rates that you see on TV, mail, and internet. The FHA Streamline appraisal requirements. Everyone wants to avoid having an appraisal done, and the Streamline mortgage is the best way to avoid it. If you have decent credit scores and are willing to work in your closing costs with the lender credit or bring cash at closing as mentioned before, then this is a fantastic option for you. Having no appraisal is a huge deal for FHA homeowners living in California, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, and other high depreciation states. Getting past the appraisal requirements is a great way to save money and to avoid risking your hard-earned money on an appraisal that may or may not come in where you need it to. FHA Streamline income requirements. If you're considering the FHA refinance for the Streamline, then your income will be verified. Simply check if you are still employed and have an income stream. Your debt ratios are not analyzed in most instances. FHA Streamline refinancing processing time. Most lenders can process a Streamline mortgage refinance quicker than other loans, some in as little as 10 to 12 days. If your lender is telling you 60 to 75 days to refinance your loan, then it's time to start shopping around. Some banks are so backlogged with loans that they are putting refinancing on the back burner while they finish up the more important purchase deals that they have in the works. Don't let your loan officer do this to you. Keep shopping around, and if you are told more than 3 weeks to close your Streamline refinance, it's time to look elsewhere. FHA Streamline refinance mortgage closing costs. Keep in mind a Streamline mortgage is a reduced documentation loan. Since it is less work, then your fees should be less as well. If a lender is trying to charge you more than $1,000 in lender fees, then you will definitely want to keep looking around. You can find a lender doing these on a regular basis for $600 or less. Escrows, your taxes and insurance. You will need to set up a new escrow account for your taxes and insurance, and depending on your monthly taxes and insurance, this fee could look pretty daunting on Streamline refinancing. Even though this is a big fee, keep in mind that you will get your current escrow balance back from your current lender. This usually gets refunded to you in about 3 weeks after you close on your new loan. With you getting your escrow balance back, then this makes the new escrow fees almost a wash. Don't let that be a discouragement. Despite the fee for FHA Streamline Refinance, this will still save you thousands in the long run. The mortgage term of the FHA Streamline Refinance. FHA is strict with this program. If you're going to utilize a Streamline mortgage, you will be required to keep the same term or longer than the one you have now. If you are on a 30-year term now, you will have to stay on that same term. You won't be allowed to change it to a 15 or a 20-year without an appraisal. These 10 tips should be helpful as you shop around for your new FHA Streamline mortgage. Rates are great, so don't delay, and be sure to visit streamlinemortgage.org today for your free Streamline mortgage quote. And thanks again.